All right, how's it going? So it's me again. So it's late, early, whatever you want to say, but I I felt I needed to read this, and so I titled this one, "What You Didn't Learn in Sunday School." Genesis 2:7, and the Lord formed man out of the dust of the ground, and He breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Man became a living soul. Man is made from the world. Romans 5:12. Whereas one man sinned, wherefore as by one man sin entered the world, and death by sin, so death passed upon all men, for all have sinned. Sinning does not make you a sinner, but because you are born a sinner, you will commit sin. Paul confirms this truth in Romans 7. Now it is no more that I that do it, but it's the sin that dwelleth in me. Now if I do that if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. And again in Romans 8:3. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemning and condemned sin in the flesh. This is the eternal internal struggle expressed in Galatians 5:17. For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary to one another, so that ye cannot do the things that you would. This is the reason. First Thessalonians 2. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except that the coming falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. We know that our bodies are temples of God. 1 Corinthians 6:19. What? Know ye not that your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own? Genesis 1:11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, or herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. If Jesus was not the seed of Adam, he would have if Jesus was not the seed of Adam, he would not have sin in his flesh. 1 John 3:5. Ye know that he appeared in order to take away sins, and in him there is no sin. That's because he's not from the seed of Adam. Yes, Jesus was tempted by the devil to practice sinning, but did not, because it wasn't in his nature. He isn't the seed of Adam. He had to go to the desert to be tempted by the devil. A great analogy. Our flesh is made up from the same earth as the desert, and the devil, or sin, can tempt us through our flesh. James 1:14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Jesus had the same five physical senses as any man, but he did not have a man of sin sitting in his temple of God to entice him. John 14:30 is a great example of this truth. Hereafter I will not talk with you, for the prince of the world cometh, and he had nothing in me. Jesus was not born from the seed of Adam. Matthew 1:18. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on the wise, when as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. Genesis 1:11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. Genesis 3:17. Then to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten from the tree from which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat from it, cursed, or with sin, is the ground because of you, and toil you will eat of it all the days of your life. Genesis 2:7. Then God formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostril the breath of life, and the man became a living being. Our flesh is made from the dust of the ground, and the ground was cursed. That means our flesh is cursed with sin. 1 Thessalonians 2. Let no man deceive you by any means. For the day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Romans 8:3. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh. A believer's spirit is created like God's. Ephesians 2. In whom all the building fitly framed together, grown up unto a holy temple in the Lord, in whom you are also built together for a habitation of God through the Spirit. The man of sin in our flesh fights our spirit created like God's, to be masters of our soul. Romans 6:16. Know ye not that whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are, to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness. What I am trying to say is Romans 6:12. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal bodies, that you should obey it in the lust thereof. This is the devil.